George Senda, the real, official, authentic, original, the one, the only, the official, the guy from Pittsburgh, except no cheesy YouTube commentators, imposters, or senators from Pennsylvania. And this is tonight's haul, but Donald Trump continues to fight on as he talks about irregularities in Pennsylvania vote counting, irregularities and corruption in Philadelphia and Detroit vote counting, and he asks, where are the military ballots in Georgia? He's leading in Georgia, and yet one network, the Decision Desk, whoever they are, said Biden has won. Trump vows to fight on. He will not concede. The Catholic News Network, you don't see this on other networks, said Trump is vowing to fight on. They just said a nice report. And he's being called a liar by a Republican senator from Pennsylvania. Flat out called him a liar. Of course, the Democratic senator from Pennsylvania called him a liar as well. So they're lining up to go all in for Biden. The deep staters are at it. They don't want President Trump to get 4 more years. The fix is in. We know it. He was ahead in Pennsylvania, and suddenly thousands of votes show up, all for Biden. And in Wisconsin, thousands of votes show up, all for Biden. More votes than there are people registered to vote wind up for Biden. And the same with Michigan. Massive corruption in the vote count. And in Arizona, Trump still has a chance to take Arizona, and there's also corruption in Nevada. So this isn't over. It's going to go to the courts. All right. Went out tonight, by the way. It is warm in here for some reason. It's nippy out there, 58. Got 24 cups of meow mix for the kitties. Mama cat, Fluffy, and little girl were very happy. They got some, I don't know where Kitten is. All right, I got some SOS steel wool pads. My microwave needs to be cleaned out, and I tried using Simple Green. I tried using a sponge, that didn't do it, so. All right, the internet's paid, the phone bill's paid, the rent's paid, everything's paid. My credit cards are paid, so I bought myself a treat. Cooked shrimp, $5. And we have here, I love these things. The only place I can find these is Target. Chung's Chicken Egg Rolls. So, and I got off the bus. You know, the haters say there's nothing wrong with you. You're faking it. Well, when I got up to get off the bus, I screamed. My right knee went out. And the bus driver, arthritis, I said, no, I fell on my knee 15 years ago. They never fixed it. If they had repaired my knee, I probably wouldn't be fat today. I wouldn't be walking with a... That has sauce. It says cocktail shrimp with sauce. See? I just haven't opened it yet. And then they covered it up with plastic, so. No, I'm not going to watch Biden. Look, there's a video out there. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I'll look at the history. I watched it today. Very brief video. I want everybody in America should have heard this video. I don't know why Trump didn't play this video 2 weeks ago. It would have shown the corrupt crook that Biden truly is. Here we go. Here we go. This is Biden Harris. This is from Donald Trump.
Put together, I think, the most...
Hold on. I'm trying to get this to start and not... Okay. Joe Biden says he's built the most extensive voter fraud organization in history. If you can hear this, I need newer speakers, better speakers for my Mac. It's 13 seconds long, but he's got the Biden-Harris text vote, the 330 I voted. Behind him, a red, white, and blue tie, an American flag. Democrats who more care about burning the American flag than wearing one, usually.
We have put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics.
There it is. The most extensive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics. That's what Joe Biden has put together. He admits it on video. Now, whether or not he's talking about an organization to combat voter fraud or an organization to commit voter fraud is a question. But he said it right out there. So, the fix is in. The deep staters, the rhinos, the ones that hate Donald Trump, the ones that should all be standing behind President Trump because they are ostensibly Republicans, are all saying, oh, he's lying. Oh, there's no evidence of voter fraud. We need to see proof before I can say there's voter fraud. They know there's voter fraud. If you live in Pennsylvania for any length of time, you know Philly is rampant. It's a hive of scum and villainy, bigger than Tatooine and Star Wars. And it's been that way for all my life. Maybe going back to Ben Franklin, for all I know. And Allegheny County, where Pittsburgh, a Democratic machine for years. If two places are going to have vote fraud, those are the two. Michigan, Detroit, Democratic machine. They just let their mayor out of prison. And I can't be responsible for living here. I got dragged out here when I was 12. Now, you can donate to this channel at falky2013@gmail.com or on Super Chat. And I would ask the question, people say they're concerned about my physical health, but no one's concerned about my financial health. Now, I could use donations. Well, there is a Biden cohort who has said, that's not Beto, but it's one of those guys, that he wants to create a gulag, a re-education camp for conservatives. So if you see me one day dragged off, and Kathy, and my next door neighbor, you never see my videos again. Yeah, this is hilarious. Secretary of Labor, a guy who's never worked a job in his life. He's been a politician. He's never worked a day in his life outside of politics. He's going to be Secretary of Labor. What the hell does Bernie Sanders know about labor? I don't know if InfoWars is considered a reputable source because the kids are here with adults. Earlier, there were about 30 people yelling and screaming and carrying on. No. When you have a block of votes show up at 4 a.m., when the election officials refuse to let Republican and other poll watchers examine the ballots, when they stop at 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and suddenly all these ballots show up stacked up like this, and every one of them are from Biden. When Mitt Romney ran against Obama, a whole bunch of ballots showed up in Philadelphia. Every one of them for Obama. Not one vote in Philadelphia for Biden. That's corruption. That's crookedness. That's vote stealing. The polls close. Trump is ahead 130,000 votes, and then suddenly 160,000 votes show up on a dock somewhere. And there were garbage bags in the Philadelphia counting room that a GOP guy was videotaping. They threw him out for videotaping, but he asked the question, what are all those ballots doing in black garbage bags? I got 158 IQ, although it's probably gone down a little with stress over the years, the post-traumatic stress caused by my parents and other things. And the highest IQ, by the way, if anybody ever claims to have a high IQ, the highest tested IQ in the world, and I looked it up because some clown came on in another video, not mine, and claiming he had in my game, claiming he had a 240 IQ. The highest tested IQ is 185. So, but I can't pass the Mensa test. I can't do the spatial relationships. This figure goes this way, this figure goes that way. I'm not that great with higher math, geometry, and trigonometry. Forget about it. I had trouble with algebra. God. So, well, I don't know what they're saying, but if they do that, then we may have Republican rioting in the streets, because the Constitution says the person with the most electoral votes wins. I don't know how they could do less. That would give Trump the election. So we'd have rioting, I'm sorry, from the left. We already seen rioting in Portland, New York, other cities. No, the Electoral College was set up to give the smaller states an equal voice against the larger states because of population. We don't need to get rid of the Electoral College. We need to have people be able to examine the vote to make sure every vote is legitimate. If I sign this and it's supposed to be Anthony George Senda, and it says John Smith, or the signature is smeared, or there's no postmark, or what if I turned in the ballot and then I go to poll on election day and vote, and ballots get counted twice, or the machine screws up? But when you have things like Al Franken, where 7,000 or 10,000 ballots showed up in a station wagon or in a schoolyard, he wins by a low margin, a narrow margin, and then he gets thrown out for sexual harassment. He resigns for sexual harassment. There's chicanery going on in this election. I don't have a problem with every vote counting. It's crooked vote, it's pre-stamped vote, hand-stamped at the post office. Votes should show up mysteriously in the middle of the night with no one watching. That's the problem. You have a candidate leading by 130,000 votes, and 160,000 votes show up out of nowhere. And no one has said where those votes came from. They don't have a precinct, nothing. I'm going to go put this away, and I'm going to go and close the door because the noise is driving me nuts. All right, hold on. There's nothing wrong with your video. I'm doing that because I'm tired of people commenting on my stomach. Ugh. Oh. Hold on. Hold on, little girl. Get a girl. Little. Okay, sorry about that. It's the, I put that over the camera so it made the, watch. Whoops. The remnants of the paper towel roll. Hold on. I put this over the camera. It makes it flash. The colors, man, the colors. Well, I'm not sure what that comment went on. Yeah, well. I don't know who Q is. I know there's a Q out there. The Q I know is from Star Trek. Okay, I'm not going to allow these comments in here, so, you know. All it is a roll of paper towels put up against the camera, and because the camera is still recording, it makes it flash. That's it. Yeah, it's just that I've never watched any of this anonymous person's stuff. I'm only aware of them. No, it's not a fleshlight. Excuse me. It's not cold, but I'm thirsty. I forgot to show the Snapple. They have changed the label. This is the new label. Well, I'd show the old label, but it just bounced out of reach. I looked at the bottle and I didn't know it was Snapple at first. This is the old label. Showing you peaches. This one shows you something that you don't know what it is. It could be a lemon for all I know. I'm not so sure about the new label. It still tastes the same. Anyway. Now, Joe Biden, well, we have the former head of the CDC saying everything should be locked down, the whole country. I wonder what head of the CDC or FDA, I don't know, there's FDA, CDC. I wonder what president he was in. Could it have been Obama? Maybe. They're sure interviewing the crap out of him. He went the whole country locked down, which is not the way to go, even though cases are higher, including here in Contra Costa County. There aren't a lot of deaths, I don't think. They want to make sure you don't steal the shrimp in the store, the frozen shrimp. All right, here's a tray on the bottom. And a fuzzy on the bed. Here are some kind of pads. I don't know what the hell those are for. They really tape this sucker shut. Here we go. Got the lid off. There is the cocktail sauce, still permafrosted. I don't know what happened to Barnacle Bill. I have enough trouble with my own problems, mateys. If something's wrong in them, I hope you recover soon. Arg. Okay, let's see. I think these are still frozen solid. You betcha. These are definitely... There, look. They're still frozen. Straight from Antarctica to you. Oh, boy. I'm trying to get one shrimp off of here. There, I got one shrimp. Now it's starting to melt in my hand. It's like an M&M, melts in your hands, not in your mouth. I'll put this tray down. Put the tray inside the tray to catch any leaking water. Let's open this up. Now this is gonna fight me. Boy, this is really frozen. You can see the frost on it. You had to do that because I can't get it open. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna have to get any sauce in this piece of shrimp. Nope. It has sauce, but it is hard as a rock. So I would have to put this in a microwave for oh, I got some sauce. There, we Houston, we have a sauce. All right. Okay. Ow. Fried shrimp, you can eat the tail. Fresh shrimp is painful to your gums. Oh, they are. They're cheap. I mean, $5. You go to a restaurant. When you can go to a restaurant, you get shrimp cocktail. They give you like 4 shrimp cocktail, and they charge you $13.95 for it. Here you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 giant shrimp. $5. Yeah, recall Gavin Newsom. I love shrimp. I can eat an ocean of shrimp. And they warn you about shrimp or something. I don't know. I don't care. California warns you about everything. Everything coffee causes cancer. If you buy something for your computer, it causes cancer. Everything causes cancer. I'd like to tell the people governing California, everything causes one thing: death. We're all going to die one day. Breathing causes death. Not breathing causes death. I mean, eventually you stop breathing. I like fried oysters, but it's been a long time. I've eaten cabosa. Joe Biden says voters have given him mandate for action on climate change and systemic racism. See, there we go, leftist BS now. If Biden does win, we're going to hear that for the next 4 years. Now, North Carolina, they have a runoff in January. And if you're a Republican, and if you care about this country, donate to the Republican in North Carolina so that he wins the runoff. Then the Senate stays in Republican hands and Biden's program is because he won't be able to get anything passed. Then in 2 years, we can get more senators to win, maybe flip the House. And I forget what commentator said it today. I don't think it was Rush, but I heard it. Donald Trump can run in 2024. It's not illegal. So we can have Donald Trump return and run against Joe Biden or run against Kamala Harris if Joe Biden croaks or resigns for health reasons. No, I think it was North Carolina. Yeah, and they're going to pack the court. Well, they have to have the Senate to pack the court. The Senate confirms judges. And if the Senate's still in Republican hands, they can't pack. The only thing they can pack is Nancy Pelosi's ice cream. Okay, stop now. No, Biden thinks he's won. Biden thinks he's won. He's already acting. We have a mandate for climate change. As soon as I find my change, I can change the climate. Oh, I found it. Here it is. Here's my change. In my pocket, but it fell on the floor. I have change. And systemic racism, which means every white person in America is a racist. And yet, Trump increased black votes, Trump increased Latino votes, Trump increased Asian votes, and Trump increased Jewish votes, going back to John McCain, Mitt Romney. 2016, he did better than he did in 2016. So that means all the blacks are racist, the Asians are racist, the Latinos are racist, and the Jews are racist. And I've sat and counted votes in the poll places and in the... Yeah, well, you know, they're always saying they're oppressed. No, because Biden, when he was in the Senate, wanted to cut Social Security, wanted to cut Medicare. We may not even get a check under Biden. We may not get any unemployment help. We may not get any eviction help. We may not get any PPP help. Well, I could not. All we're going to get, or could get, is this. Remember, there's something else. I heard talk about the Democrats. They don't want Biden to come in and have a huge debt added to the deficit. They want to have Trump pass a stimulus before he leaves, so he gets blamed for adding debt to the deficit. So we may not get a stimulus at all if Biden comes in. No, not a POLE watcher. POLL. You know better than that. And I worked in the polls, in the polling places, in the precinct as an inspector. Well, first of all, they have tried the state of Jefferson since the 30s to separate. And the problem is, unless you were to do it, and the courts, they had a thing, they had an initiative a few years ago, and the California Supreme Court invalidated the initiative to split the state up. But the last two initiatives to split the state up were created by leftists because they wanted to make California into 3 states, but it would be all Democratic leaning 3 states. Up in the north and out in the farm country, they're conservatives. They want to split off from California, split up in Sacramento, and have a conservative state. Well, I don't know who types in, if he types in those things or someone does it for him. There's a lot of misspellings. I see it on Fox all the time and elsewhere. Oh, yeah, CBS has been calling Trump a liar. NBC has been calling Trump a liar. No, they don't give me a switch. I would be, when I was an inspector, you check to see if the person lives at the address. You mark it off. If there's a dispute, you can ask for ID. At least you used to be able to. I'm talking back in the 1970s. I worked every election in San Francisco from 1970 to 1980. And it meant getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, going down and opening the polls, and then sometimes having the problem that they would get a garage to be the polling place. And we get there and the place is locked up tight. We can't find the owner. Eventually they track the guy down at 8 o'clock in the morning. And long hours. You get there in the morning, you put up the flag, you put out all the material, you got to make sure all the materials are in the case. You got to check the back of the machines. This is when they had these big green voting machines that you went clunk, clunk, and all these levers would flip, and you had a curtain before you had paper ballots. And then you, at the 8 o'clock, you declare when the polls are open. The polls are open. Then when it's closing at night, 8 o'clock, the polls are closed. Now, if there's still people waiting to vote, you have to let them in. And then the judges and the inspector would sit there, and we'd gather up all the we'd have to go back to the old machines, and it was a real problem seeing those little tiny numbers on the wheel. There were little wheels that would turn on these cogs. And you'd go 000, 001, 032, and you'd have like maybe 50 of them, depending on how many things were on the ballot. Not only president, but Congress, state assembly, state senate, governor, lieutenant governor, secretary of education, attorney general, insurance commissioner, and then all the local propositions, state propositions, supervisor, district attorney, treasurer, assessor, and then local tax things, local propositions, and proposed sales tax increase. You might have 75 to 100 things to check on each election. And we didn't get out there some nights. They were, where are your ballots? And I'd call them up. I said, we're still counting the back of the machine, or we'd have a problem where the machine would lock up and we couldn't count, and they had to come out and fix it. So some nights I didn't get to City Hall till 1 o'clock in the morning, and then stayed around. No, I didn't, because I had 2 days of agonizing pain with my foot. So yeah, right. More rigging than Barnacle Billow's pirate ship. Harg. Well, I'm not going to allow that comment either. I'm going to put you in a timeout because you're making comments that is uncalled for. I'm a Republican, but I'm not going to accuse anybody of murder or allow somebody to come in and accuse somebody of murder. That's a capital crime. So that's not right. I haven't looked at sand squatches. I have another problem in that when my foot hurts or something hurts, I got to lie down. And this foot was killing me for 2 days. I spent all day today in bed until 5 o'clock, and then went to Target and went to T-Mobile because I couldn't put a weight in my foot. So when you're in pain, you're not worried about sand squatches. I'll look it up when I get a chance. Now that you've reminded me. But what time is it? Okay, I'm gonna go to 8:30, and then I'm gonna get done. I gotta ice down my right knee because I let out a scream like you wouldn't believe on the bus. And then I gotta go feed Tiny One and Orangey. And then I'm going back to bed. So I'm gonna soak this foot tonight. By the way, this is my foot. But there's the callus. And that's the one that hurts. I need to scrub it, I need to soak it, and that foot is now numb. It's another reason you don't see me always you don't see me always doing videos. I get everything hurting at one time or another. But this foot has just been, every time I walk. Now I switched shoes tonight. And one of the reasons I'm going to have to go through the hallway myself. I found one shoe of New Balance. I got a new pair of shoes. I can't find the other shoe. Because I looked it up and they said calluses are caused by posture or shoes or whatever. And I never had calluses before. Kathy has bunions now. I have a 14, I wear a 13.5 Triple E. Sometimes a 14. So I got big feet. By the way, I don't know what might be on the bottom of my feet, so if it looks messy, there's the other foot. I didn't realize I had the calluses until about 2 weeks ago, and it hurt. Yeah. I'm not gonna allow that one either, Big Ben, but that's funny. You know what they say about men with big feet and big hands, but I won't say it. There was a time. No, I can't say it. Let's say I had a mighty staff. It did God's work. So, in any event, ask Kathy. She'll tell you how. No, don't ask Kathy. Oh, God. Anyway, having fun. I have a very hard time getting... No, I don't have an endowment. I wish I did. Some university wants to sponsor me, give me a scholarship in conservative studies. I'll take it. I'm going to my doctor, I think, next week. My new doctor, and I'm going to show him my feet. What can I do about this? That's still frozen. Sure takes a long time for this stuff to thaw out. The sauce is getting thawed out quicker than the shrimp. Go figure that one out. Oh. Big piece of ice crystal there. I think next time I do this, I will put the tray in some warm water for a while. Yeah, Kathy loves her coconut shrimp and trout. I like lobster. And the crab stuffed mushrooms with cheese. Oh boy. And that's another reason why I want the vaccine. I want to go to Red Lobster again. So does Kathy. No. I've eaten Manhattan clam chowder. Very occasionally. I've eaten the fresh, all good, well made in a good restaurant. I do not like the tomatoey clam chowder. Or wait a minute, I forget which is which. New England, there's New England and there's Manhattan. One I like, one I don't like. I think I like the tomato stuff. I can't remember. I don't like. I would never eat a raw clam or a raw oyster. Ain't gonna happen. So, but my dad used to go to the Oyster Bar in Pittsburgh, the oldest restaurant in Pittsburgh, been around since 1820 or something. He'd get a whole plate of fried oysters, and we'd sit there and munch on fried oysters. He would put Mac something. Guy had an Irish name. He was a Marine. He would slather his with hot sauce. He'd have a beer or a Seagram 7, and I would have a. That's funny. He didn't drink much at times, but the stress got too much for him, and then he'd go out and get drunk, and then he went crazy. But I would have a root beer, and that's. Oh boy, I'm being attacked in my other game. Well, nothing I can do about it now. That's not Beto, but it's one of those guys that he wants. Hold on. That's running behind. So, and I have been to Pismo Beach, which apparently may or may not have any more clams left. It was famous for clamming in the 20s and 30s and 40s. And clam restaurants, seafood restaurants. Pismo Beach. How could you win with less electoral votes? Trump won 308 or 309 last time. That doesn't make any sense. Well, I haven't listened to Rush today. I was sleeping. Banana hammocks. I'm going to have to look into this banana hammock business. I'm getting attacked again. That's one reason I want the other iPad. I could use the other iPad to do videos and still play my games and defend myself. I got a thing for a shield for that game, but I can't do it while I'm doing this. And I am losing a lot of my troops are getting killed. I can revive them if I have the resources. Well, I give up. These are too much ice on them. All right, that one. Sounds fishy to me, Martin. Martin needs a mermaid who has to play the shrimp. There you go. Oh, please. Borat is a comedian. He's not a legitimate news source. And he tried to convince people that Rudolph Giuliani was a child molester when the woman that he had posing as a 15-year-old Russian reporter is actually 24 years old. He tried to set Giuliani up. So, Borat is not reputable. No, Rudy was adjusting his shirt. And this guy had cameras set up in the room. It was a setup. He had giant video cameras. They looked like something out of Panavision. These giant movie cameras way in the back, and you could see him. I don't know how Giuliani didn't see him. And this reporter that he had tried to set up Giuliani was coming on to Giuliani. And Giuliani was lying on the bed, and he's putting his shirt back in. And they made him, and he, you know, I've had to do that. I lie on the bed because I can't always get my belt buckled, or I have to undo my pants, put my shirt back in if it's a dress shirt, put my pants back together, rebuckle the belt buckle. Sometimes you can't do it standing up. Now she brought drinks in. I don't know why he went in there with her. He shouldn't have gone in there with her. I have to lean on these fans and this light to put on my shorts. And that ain't easy with two bad legs. So, okay. No more talk about Pee Wee Herman and what he was doing, you know. Yeah, you look in that video, if this is the bed, and the box you see behind me is the dresser or whatever it was, and on top of that dresser were two giant video cameras. I don't watch Borat. It's stupid. And this guy runs in with a bra and panties on. He's being a transvestite. You can't do that. He's too young for you. She's too young for you. Ha 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 ha. I caught you, Mr. Giuliani. Ha 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 ha. And Giuliani is going, what the bleep is this? And the stupid people watch it because they think it's real. It's a setup. Well, I don't know if he was one. Well, if you watch that video 200 times, there's something wrong with you. Borat. No, I'm not going to allow that either. Former mayor of New York, former federal prosecutor who helped smash the mafia. This guy, you know, I don't know if he's married or not, but he can get any woman he wants. He's not going to go after young stuff. That's ridiculous. Okay, Big Ben, I told you to stop. You won't stop. Bye. I don't know. I never heard of this guy Slabo before I came in here. There are new people that come in. I don't know where they come from. I have regular people that come in all the time. Now, I don't know where the one from Korea is. I'm sorry she's not here anymore. And I guess I made, whatever, something lady upset. But she was accusing me of stealing shopping carts, which I'm not doing. And she wouldn't stop. It went on and on about it. I tell people I meet I am the guy from Pittsburgh on YouTube, and you know I have 1 million views, but I don't do any real advertising. But remember, YouTube does promote the channel to some extent somewhere. Not working out. These things are really frozen. 50 minutes, they're still frozen solid. Okay. I'm not going to allow this comment, and hold on. I'm going to hide this, and I'm going to give a warning to Tony Bradshaw. The next anti-Trump comment you make, you're out of here. All right? About President Trump or his son. So stop. Yeah, but I'm hungry. And it's shrimp. I drank Slim Fast this morning. I ate some of that stupid cherry pie, which is terrible. I'm not talking about eating all day. I'm starving. This is a pro-Trump channel. I'm not going to make a comment like that. I'm not going to say what the comment was. I cooked the cherry pie because I thought it would be a treat. Kathy got a boysenberry pie. It was so tart. And then the bottom crust, when I only ate a piece of it, I said, this is awful. I didn't finish the piece. The bottom tasted like it was made out of lard or something. It was just, oh, God, yuck. So I'll never buy that again. I only buy pies at Christmas time or Thanksgiving, usually. When they had Claim Jumpers, we bought peach pie because the best peach pie we ever ate. And then Claim Jumpers went out of business. I have 2 more bottles, and I can't afford to buy any more for the rest of the month. My icebox is full of food, my freezer. So, and I have stuff. They brought me some boiled eggs, some graham crackers, grapes, string cheese, which I get to give to Kathy, and yogurt, which I give to Kathy because I can't stand yogurt. Wait a minute. I thought we had the other boys. I don't know who the pool boys are. I'm very confused here. You had the Cubans who were some kind of boys. Now we get the pool boys. I'm not all up on these side issues here, you know. But look, when Biden makes comments how he has a mandate he's going to go and put us back in the Paris Accords. They want to have all the countries agree to having pollution changes by 2035, and Russia said that's impossible, it can't be done. And then systemic racism. You know, Trump stopped in the federal government them teaching military members that America is a racist country. I have never known anyone, to the best of my knowledge, who runs around, uses the N-word. I don't know any Klansmen. I don't know anybody who's got burning crosses on their lawns. I don't know any white supremacists. I just had 30 people downstairs, all black, making noise. The only thing that got me, I got out of the elevator, 3 young black males were sitting there. They were smoking something. I don't have a problem with that. And whatever they want to smoke, long, it doesn't affect me. But all the people I saw downstairs, about 30 of them, as I was leaving, kids, adults, women, men, none of them had masks on. And yet we were told by Joe Biden, African Americans are more susceptible to the coronavirus. And they're getting it at a higher rate than white people. And this is a major problem. And the implication maybe is that maybe the coronavirus is racist. Well, I will say something. I had nothing to eat today, and after it worked. I won't go into the details, but yeah, when Kathy got robbed and she chewed me out for making it public, I said what the guy was, and both of us got called being racist. I've gotten robbed at gunpoint 3 times. 2 of the guys are black. That does not make me a racist. There is a claim that there's a strain of flu coming out of Wuhan. I don't know. I've been too busy worrying about the election and personal issues and helping Kathy and all of that. Oh, by the way, I watched a video on Hope for Paws. They rescued a little baby possum. And I didn't know this. One of the things possums eat is cockroaches. And they also eat mice and rats, so they're good for the environment. Maybe Kathy should get a possum. Okay. No, she was in Walmart. She was holding on to her cash. She was the next person in line to get money orders, and this guy came up behind her, bumped her, and then grabbed the cash out of her hands and ran out the store. It was $500. And Kathy was sobbing, and she talked to Walmart security. She called the police. I called the police. Actually, for some reason, in the case of where she lives, the sheriff handles it. There is no police force. Police report was made, but I had the haters say there was no police report made. I had another jerk online who claimed he knew Walmart executives saying we were trying to extort Walmart out of $500. Okay. Tony Bradshaw, you are out of here. He just left a comment that was a racist comment. So, goodbye. I'll tell you exactly what he said. He said he was robbed and he hates white people. So, I don't know. I wasn't there. But this Halloween was Kathy and our 43rd anniversary. I've known the woman 2/3 of my life. I believe her. The love of my life and all that. She has no reason to lie. She wasn't telling it publicly. I'm the one that said it publicly, and she chewed me out. She wanted it kept private. No, it's 43 years since we first met. So, since we actually met a week before. We had our first date 43 years ago on Halloween. We had a brief meeting a week before in the evening at a friend's store. And then a week after we met, she moved in. We were in love. So, that's going to be a little difficult because for financial reasons, her husband abandoned her about 15 years ago. She knows where he is, but there's property involved, and if the mother of her husband dies, Kathy will get a lot of money. That's why she ain't divorcing him. And I haven't understood this thing about an honest woman. Like if I was in Safeway and this young Safeway worker, I have to go to my boyfriend. So if you're not married, you're a dishonest woman or a dishonest man. That's not right. All right, she had there were periods we weren't having much contact. Kathy was mad at me. But I was still getting a hold of her one time or another. She got married briefly for a very short time. One marriage was very short, the other one was long. But we would still get together sometimes. How you doing? What's going on? All that. We weren't going to bed. We weren't going on dates. We'd sit and talk on the phone, or we'd go have coffee or something when I came down to this area from Sacramento. And she was very, very unhappy in the first marriage. She was literally starving because he would not let her go to work, and he was the one who screwed her neck up. And the second marriage, the husband started doing drugs and drinking and spending the rent money on drugs. And she finally told him to leave. And then he moved back in, and then he left. So, we don't talk about Weeboling, the Amish, the Mennonites. You don't attack me, you don't attack Kathy, you don't attack President Trump. I support Trump. Kathy wants someone who loves her. Always wanted someone who loves her, cared for her, but also wanted someone who could financially support her. I haven't always able to do that, but I've done my best over the years. Yeah, the COVID can't get around the giant hats. I don't know. Kanye is doing it for publicity or something. I don't know why he's doing it. You don't watch the news. Yeah, right. Well, that's why the Amish are dying off. The young Amish are leaving. They want the cell phone. They want the cars. They want the technology. They don't want to sit there all day and churn butter by hand. So anyway. Now, yeah, it is Amish talk, but it was a joke. I let it go. Okay, let's turn into Amish talk. No more Amish talk. And we're gonna remove this. I let one thing go. You see, give you an inch, you take a mile. Let one joke in that was funny, and then all of a sudden I got Amish talk. Just like hockey talk or Wii bowling talk, which we don't allow because I've never played Wii bowling, and they came in when I understand the Wii bowling site, and then they started talking about 20 minutes on Wii bowling. It disrupts the chat. You can. I think Scientology is a fraud, and that's all I'm going to say about it. And I think it's hurt people's lives. Well, Fauci, if Trump gets reelected, if I were to win the lotto this weekend, there went Fluffy. And somehow met the president. Let's see, you need to get rid of this guy, Burks. We haven't heard a guy, Fauci. He was a big Hillary Clinton supporter. He's a Hillary Clinton operative. Why Trump has this guy working for him, I don't know. Okay. It's a joke. Get over it. And I neither confirm nor deny it. It was a joke. So, and I'm not the only one that said big feet, big hands. lead to other things. Probably not finding gloves and shoes. I don't know who Dr. Atlas is. I was kidding. Slavo, stop it. Okay? You're getting annoying. Who the hell is Dr. Atlas? I've heard of Dr. Oz. I've heard of Dr. Phil, the late Dr. Joyce Brothers. I don't know if Dr. Ruth is still around, but who the heck is Dr. Atlas? I've been listening. I've been watching COVID videos and COVID since last November. I never heard of this guy. Oh, like I'm gonna watch every political video on YouTube. I don't watch the leftist stuff. I don't watch the lies and hatred of CBS, NBC, MSNBC, CNBC, PBS, ABC. I don't care. He glows in the dark. I never heard of the guy. Maybe he's on some network I'm not seeing. But I'll be honest with you. I'll mention the Chinese Chinese virus from time to time, but I'm sick and tired of hearing about it. Well, it's the first I've heard that he's Trump's right-hand doctor. I don't know where the hell he came from. I haven't seen him talk at any Trump press conference. Remember, well, I don't know if, last I know, I don't know if Meadows got infected or not. Well, Kathy hates clowns, and I ain't very thrilled with him either. I'm gonna remove the Meadows comment because I don't know if it's an attack or not, but clowns are creepy. Except for the late Emmett Kelly. She didn't like clowns. George Noy doesn't like clowns either. Well, I'm sorry if you don't like it that I don't like clowns. And when you're not wearing your clown makeup, I presume you're a human being unless you come from killer clowns from outer space or something. Or a Stephen King novel. Well, I'm not going to have someone accuse me of something that's, oh, 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 oh. That is the ligament in my right knee. And that means where the pain made me roll my eyes up my head. That means this video is over. It's time for me to lie down. No, that was the right knee has arthritis in it. It has cartilage chips under the kneecap. It swells up with fluid. I had to walk to the bus. I had to walk over to T-Mobile. I had to walk into Target. I pushed the shopping cart around Target because I was in a hurry and be faster in getting the wheelchair. I had only a few minutes. I barely made the bus home. And when I got off the bus, I got up and I started screaming. Well, that just made my knee, that hurt like hell. So I'm gonna end. I gotta end this one, people. I'm sorry. I'll be back again tomorrow, but it's time to ice my leg. Well, I don't know if it's. I've never heard of it's bad to talk negative about clowns, but then I've never been in a circus, and I don't like circuses either. They're boring. I went to one circus once, it was boring. I've been to carnivals, I've been to state fairs, but everybody always thinks there's someone behind me. There's nobody there. There's Fuzzy and Little Girl. I don't know why you guys always think somebody's behind me. It's very odd. All right, guys. Thank you for coming in. Would be nice if I got donations to the channel just once, but I need to ice my kneecap down and lie down because I have to go feed the cats. And can't do that if I can't walk, and they do need to get fed tonight. All right, this is George Senda, the guy from Pittsburgh. Have a great night. Stay wet, warm, dry, or cool as the case may be. Stay warm and dry. It was supposed to rain by 3 o'clock today, and it hasn't rained yet. Another reason I need to lie down. So, look, at the rate they're going, the stimulus will come in when the earth the sun turns into a red giant. I'm not gonna expect the check to come in until it plonks into my bank account. And who knows if Biden does win? I certainly fervently hope not. Who knows what will happen? And whether we'll get Mitch McConnell's finally all for it. And we will see if Nancy Pelosi gets re-voted in as Speaker of the House. Now I use the word in quotes, liberal enough, end quote, to allow a clown to come in here. I'm not anti-clown, I just don't like clowns because they're creepy. But if he makes his living being a clown, that's fine. Just don't come over to my house. And mask work, look. Is it in here? In here. What did I do with it? I put it somewhere. All right, these masks. These work about 10%, or the cloth mask you get at the doctor. The N95 masks work 90%, but I don't have $50, $100 for an N95. They seem to way overpriced. They used to be like $3, and they went up to like when the lockdowns first started, some of them were $300. And there's something else. I kind of wonder about a guy named Slavo. You know, who are you going to see? You're going to see Happy the Clown. You're going to see Chauncey the Clown, Freddie the Clown. You're going to see Slavo the Clown. What's that? Slobber the Clown? What kind of name is Slavo? That's strange. I'm not criticizing it, but you know. Yeah, mess. I get enough mess. I don't need Slavo the Clown in here. It just struck me as a very odd name to call yourself. But Kathy is creeped out by clowns. So am I. Jabba the Clown. Oh, boy. I don't want to see that. Here, little boy and girl. Here's one of these lizard things. Would you like it on a stick? I don't think so. You know, that like pickle jar he had them and he would munch on them. I think they were still wiggling. I mean, I also don't understand how Jabba the Hutt can be turned on by a busty brunette dressed like she's a harem girl. I don't get that. He was licking her, for God's sake. I don't get where we're both going. Ew. Slavo the Hutt clown. Yeah. No, I can have no clowns. Kathy don't want clowns around. It ain't gonna happen. All right, I gotta. Ow! That's my lower back from carrying all the cat food. I gotta go, people. I don't remember. I've had, I think one night I had like 54 people in chat or something, a long time ago. All right. Have a good one, people. I gotta go. Too much pain.